Hey everybody, I'm Brother Jackie Cannell and I'm your host on Impact Leadership, and I am so excited that you tuned in today. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk about leadership game changers. You know, when you think about life and leadership that changes so quickly, it's we all have those game changers in our leadership, and leadership game changers are destined to happen in your leadership life, your personal life, your environmental life. And you're going along just fine, and all of a sudden somebody changes the game. Well, how do you do that as a leader? And the first thing I want to just kind of drive home to you today is the reality that leadership game changers do happen. And there's two things about those that I've learned in leadership life. And that is, number one, they happen quickly. You know, they come out of nowhere. And secondly, they happen unexpectedly. When I'm as a leader and I'm navigating through the waters of life and I think, man, I've got this figured out, and then it almost seems out of nowhere, leadership game changers happen. I think all of us can relate to that of all the things that's been going on around us in our world, and the rules are changing, the way we do everything is changing, and wow, I think you would agree with me that it all happens so quickly. And when leadership game changers come your way as a leader, I think you should do some things. And I'm going to give you just a few things that I think that I've had to learn as a leader, that when the game changes, how do I deal with it as a leader? And the first thing I want to make sure that I give you that I believe will help you, and that is this: when the leadership game changers happen in your life, act, don't react. I find that a lot of people get in real trouble with reacting to everything, and I don't want to do that. I want to be a person that's acting rather than reacting. And then I think when the game changes for you as a leader, you need to take a moment to rethink. Rethink yourself. Rethink what's going on. Don't get in a panic mode, but discipline yourself to give yourself permission to go, whoa, wait a minute, let me rethink this. And then not only rethink, but regroup. And I believe that you need to regroup a lot of things inside of you, and maybe even you have to regroup your team. But I believe that you need to rethink, you need to regroup, and you need to redirect. When the game changes in life, you may have to kind of adjust your course and redirect some things. And then you got to learn how, and boy, this is a big one for me. As a leader, you got to remotivate. You know, you may have been motivating your team this way, and now because the game has changed, you got to rethink and regroup and redirect and remotivate. And then as you do that, re-engage yourself. Don't sit on the sidelines and whine about everything, but just kind of get back to who you are as a leader. Again, you've got to act, not react. You've got to rethink, regroup, redirect, remotivate, re-engage. And that's what leaders do. We don't let everything stagnate us, and we don't let everything derail us. We just adapt and pursue. And that's what leaders do. I want to give you some suggestions that when the game changes in your leadership, I always like to look at it like this. I like to take a rear view look in the mirror where I've been, and I like to take a present evaluation of myself. Irregardless if the game changes in leadership or not, everything rises and falls on leadership. So I take a quick rear view look in the mirror, and then I got to take a present evaluation of myself, and I got to look at my attitude, my appearance, my projection, my personality, my discipline, my outlook. And man, I've got to take all those things into consideration where I am presently, because we all know when the game changes, man, you've got to look at yourself first and kind of get a hold of yourself as a leader. So take a quick rear view look at your present position as a leader, and then take a motivational leap forward. Don't let it stagnate your leadership. Don't let it derail you. Just because the game changes doesn't mean it's over unless you give up. And I don't want you to give up, because we're in a time in the corporate world. We're in a time in the business world, the church world, our world, where things are changing so quickly. And as a leader, we can't afford to let this thing rob us of our potential. We're going to have to stay in the game. Just because the game changes doesn't mean it's over unless you give up. And I'm going to propel you as a leadership coach to continue to drive home to you, look, we still got a job to do, and we still got things to accomplish, and you've got to engage yourself as a leader so that we can do a productive work even when the game changes. So I look forward, man. I hope this is helping you. I've had to sit down and rethink a lot of things myself, and I hope you'll stay with me, and I look forward for us being together again. I'm hoping that this spoke to you. And if it spoke to you, I'd love to hear back from you. I love to get the feedback. I like to how people talk, give me some ideas, and maybe you've got some ideas you'd like to share, because, man, we're in this together. And I want to make sure that if this is speaking to you, you share it with somebody on Facebook, or maybe you can connect with us on YouTube link with all that we're doing on Twitter, on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Connect with somebody. Tell them to go watch it. Remember, you're not average, and I believe in you, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.